everyone. Welcome to Elsen Productions' presentation of the 2021 Mile High Classic, presented by Prodigy Discs and run by Mile High Disc Golf Club. I am Justin Random Deuce Guy Gill, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Kyle Hurricane Harrigan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic, Justin. We saw a great front nine to start the round, and we've got 10 holes remaining to crown our Mile High Classic champion. I'm super pumped that we've got this card still going. They're playing great golf, and it's going to be beautiful to finish this round out.
And this is going to be an adventure. We are one stroke separating Liam from Nick, and David is only 3 back, Mike is only 4 back. And there are lots of birdies left and lots of bogey potential. Looking at you, hole 12.
Yeah, we're only a few holes away from what hurt Liam early on in round one. But you know what? We've got a lot of potential to score here, and we're going to start right on hole 10. We've got ourselves a 225-foot easy hole on paper, but you got danger right behind the basket. And we're using a temporary basket for this event just because the other one literally sits on the OB. You could almost be in the basket and out of bounds. So they're all going to be looking to throw something straight at her, a little wide left. And I'd say Micah for sure has the advantage on the hole.
Big time.
Yep.
And before we get into our back 10, just quick shout outs to our hot front 9 round 2 players. Alvin Delamere with a 7 down through the front 9. Josh Kolbaba with a 6 down through the front 9. Leonard Miller 5 down through the front 9. Corey 5 down, and Brooks Michelle 5 down.
All right, we've got Nick Hanson still on the box here. He's going to go with the sidearm play. It's going to be an easy way to go about it. This ground is stickier than it looks. It's really not a skippy ground. It's very soft dirt. So Nick looking at a 20-foot downhill putt. Nothing he can accomplish on this basket.
And this is the hole I talked about in round 1 coverage where Kyle, you were telling me during a practice round, this is one of the reasons why you were teaching yourself forehand.
This is the hole I walk up to and I have to throw a forehand. There's no reason not to. It's the only way you can learn how is when you force it. And we've seen 2 forehands so far, and I feel confident about my desires to throw forehand on the hole.
Oh, as a backhand only Stan, I am not a huge fan of this hole.
No, it's great for a turnover dart.
Yeah.
Micah goes a little long, but he's got the safer putt at all of them because he's not putting right at the OB.
And that's what I like to do. I try to kind of go deep, but not to the right.
Yeah, it cleans it up a little bit for you. It doesn't feel as death putty. And we're about to see the 3rd sidearm on the card.
Super smooth little flick from David. You could tell he's put in the work.
That's the first sidearm I think we've seen from him this round, and that was really good.
Fantastic.
I'm surprised that we're not seeing more of that from him.
You got a CTP. Shout out to CTP Discs and Team CTP. And look at this guy. He's raining one. First putt.
You know, put the pressure on Nick to start this back 10 right here, right? Like, these guys have been going back and forth this entire round, and Stepp's right on their heels, really, when all is said and done. Nick.
25-footer, slightly downhill. OB straight behind him.
Ooh. Airballed it.
Leaves it short.
That is not a normal Nick miss, so I'm surprised to see that.
Oh, Micah off the cage. These guys got big putted.
Yeah. Liam set the tone. And Nick just putting it in, and
David was tapping.
Yeah, doesn't even have to think about it. Just walk up and do. Well done.
And Liam, during the first round coverage, was talking about putting on a tent pass basket kind of randomly during the round and how it changes your mindset a bit. And maybe that's what threw Nick off.
Maybe. It's a better catch and basket, that's for sure.
And Micah.
Right? And here we are on hole 11. It's a slight downhill play, 241 feet. We're playing this short basket that you can see right there. It's a dangerous green. You've got a lot kind of guarding it, so you got to throw. If you want to throw straight at it, you're trying to throw through this tiny gap or above these grabby trees on the right-hand side. And then you've got the dry ditch right behind you there that you don't want to land in, which is OB. So
and once again, I have to apologize for the worst drone flight I've ever flown in my life right there. Liam steals the box with his big putt. He's tied back up with Nick. Throws the Draco forehand. Can he crash the green?
And he's right there. That's a 15-foot putt. You put it right between those trees. That's exactly how you draw up the hole.
Perfect.
And Stepp, we're going to see another sidearm from him. This is great. It was so smooth on hole 10. I'm excited to see if he can do the same thing here. Looks like the same disc even, so mid-range of some sort.
Yep, same little flick forehand.
Yep.
Looks a little low.
Oh.
Good tree maybe, because that would have gone OB.
Yeah, he's got about a 30-footer from that tree, though. Maybe even longer, quite frankly. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Nick with the forehand as well. And Liam talked about the difference between hole 10 and 11 earlier. So that's pretty much the same exact throw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I treated it almost identical, except for I have a tree gap to hit when all is said and done. And Nick,
Oh,
tripled OB.
no. See, the tree saved David's forehand from that skip OB.
Yep.
Did not save Nick.
Yeah, that's why you got to split those trees. If you go on the inside, you're normally still got some heat on that disc where the skip's going to carry you right out.
Mm-hmm. I like to aim at that big left B one.
Yeah.
And just end up just short of it.
And that's normally a perfect play. And
Micah goes just long of it, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
he's still putting at the dry creek right there, though. So it's not going to be a super confident bid just walking up to it. You still got OB right in the back of your mind.
Left-hand, backhand, though, fades away.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets the number plate.
Stepp. Yeah, we've seen some more confident putts from him than that one.
Let's see if Nick can nail home the circle 3 here.
I expect it. I just do. 20-footer
His
right
putt
here.
was off on the 10 hole and
Sit.
just shy
Ooh.
on 11. Nick with the bogey here on 11.
You know, middle of the round, this is where I grab a snack. I start getting myself focused again. You just kind of need something to distract you for a minute. Just refuel your body for the rest of the round. It's been a long day. It's a warm one out there.
Do you have a snack of choice when you're out on hole 11 at Fehringer?
I love some jerky, and most of the time it's double G. So
if we can't get our local hookup, Matt's Meats,
Yeah.
to hook it up.
Absolutely. We've got the chase card in the background there, walking up the fairway. Shout out to James Ivory. He's got the blue getup going there.
He's the sweet Dragon Ball Z pants.
Yeah.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Love James Ivory. Such a cool guy. All right, we got 2 birds and par and a bogey.
Yeah. Nick's Bob on the box for the A-hole.
Yeah.
A-hole, big blindy.
Yep, no flight on this one. That's all right. It's going to be a big righty hyzer. And
That line looks good.
Oh!
Off the top of the basket!
Wow!
How did this thing even come straight down like that?
He ricocheted off a tree backwards, it looks like. It looks like he hit it and then dropped back. Wow!
Almost in the bucket.
That was cool. Did not expect that. And Micah,
Having to go with the lefty forehand.
this is a tough hole for Micah.
He puts it out there nice and safe, though. Gets around those trees. And that is my grisette saying hello.
Yep. And we got David going with a similar, looks like a fairway driver in his hand. That's a good way just to ensure it carries back over for you, which is all you want on this hole. And, yep, I think he kept that the right amount. Yep, drop in. That is a tap into he'll have walking up to that hole.
Perfect route.
Yeah, this is not a hole they play often here. So as we saw first round with no birdies on the card, we're going to look at 2 potential easy birdies here, and we'll see what Nick does. He hung that a little wide.
It's crashing left.
Oh, yeah.
He should have a good look. Oh, it's a little deep, too.
Yeah, a little bit, but wide open. Tall grass.
I find this ground back here a little uneven because it doesn't get a lot of play.
Oh, no. This pin is in year-round, but it's only used by a handful of groups every day. So it doesn't get the beat down that the rest of the course gets, which is why you got all that natural grass growing back there.
The Nick's, 30 out here?
Give or take.
35?
Great putt.
Bangs it home. There you go. Back on track, bud.
Yep, that was a good, confident stroke. He needed that after the last 2 holes where he kind of left him short. That was committed to the throw.
Nice putt, Milkman. Let's go.
He delivered. All right, we should be looking at, I imagine Liam's up next. But, yep. Oh, he stayed real close. I think it's Harry back there. He could have bounced a lot further, but there you go. Stepp with the tap out. 2 easy birdies. And Micah for the par.
All right, here we are. The mound.
Hole 12. 281 feet. Slide uphill. It's not often you play this hole without a direct headwind or a right to left. And as you might imagine, a hole with a 5-foot landing area. And those winds are unfortunate. So we saw what Liam did round 1. Let's see if he can course correct here on round 2. But it's a hole where you throw a drive and then you have to make a decision. You run it or do you lay it up? And Liam is first on the box after that.
Big hyzer out, trying to land on that shelf again.
Yep. That looks really nice. The question is, will it stay? And
it stayed on the shelf. Stayed on the side of the hill. And now he has another tough decision to make.
Yeah, the wind looks like it's coming left to right for him on the hole, so we'll see what he does when he comes up to putting green. I wouldn't be surprised to see a layup.
Well, after I play a hole round 1.
You know what? This hole can be a round killer. Just like hole 3, Stepp's going with the putter. He's going a little more direct at it, which is a good play if he can stop on the hill.
That's a tough putt from there.
He's looking at 30 feet, but he's looking at a level putt.
That's a level putt with a 20-foot drop-off behind it?
Yeah, it's almost a guaranteed bogey if you don't hit and sit.
And Nick with the safe hyzer stall play to the base of the hill. Maybe a slight skip.
That's going to be a layup. Yeah, that's at this point in the round with the battle, he's now 2 back of Liam. He's going to lay that up, I feel. I just don't see that going for him. And Micah...
especially if he's out.
Yeah, which I believe he will be. Micah's on the shelf. That's probably the best part of the shelf, except for he's going to have tricky footing because those rocks are right there underneath his feet.
So Nick's first out, and he has to lay this up.
He did exactly what I expected. I expect to see Liam do the same thing, quite frankly.
David runs it. Let's go. Let's go, kid.
Yeah, he's still in the mix. Quickly, he is back up in it. He's now hunting with Nick to get Liam back.
All right, here's Liam. Let's see if he corrects. He gives it a run still. He's a madman.
I would have just been flashing that first round in my... nice
putt.
You know that dog with the cupcake gift? That's what I just would have been. Just I'm flashing through. No. Nick tapping out his 3. Liam could have easily brought this back to a level match, but he's going to keep his 2 strokes. He's going to go on. And we're on to hole 13, ladies and gentlemen, the island hole. This is another scout project hole from 2 years ago. And not only do we have an island, we have a raised basket on those railroad ties here. You got 302 feet. Realistically, you got to throw about 240 to get yourself to the front end of the island. We have a yellow string around the logs, so it's actually not the logs themselves that define the island today. It's going to be the yellow string, which is on the outside. And you're looking to get close, give yourself a putt, and just not be OB.
And we affectionately call this JMO's Island, but it's also an avocado island.
It is very avocado-like, and JMO, he's made this island about 4 out of his 500 tries. So maybe this year's your year, JMO.
Pin high there from Stepp, but a tough putt.
Yeah, he went mid-range on it, which is a great distance for it. I personally like to go wide right with an overstable fairway and just let it skip up into it.
Don't get to see the lefty backhand power shot very often, but...
Ooh, did he come up short?
Same as round 1, I believe. Just a little short.
Just a little off on it.
That wind knocks him down being that lefty backhand.
Yeah, I think we got the Draco again from Liam here, and that looks good.
Nice little spike.
Yep.
Can it sit, though? Can it sit? It doesn't sit and goes OB.
All right, so Nick is looking to correct on round 1. He's still going with the sidearm play. I don't understand that. I just don't. Although the wind is very rarely favorable for it.
It's true. Normally a headwind looks like it's very still at this point, and he is comfortable with the forehand.
So now Liam and Micah have to try to throw it in from about 45 feet.
Oh, off the cage.
He thought he had that.
Round 1 as well.
Yeah.
Almost sunk the drop zone putt.
Liam here, this is in order to save a potential tie.
Gives it a bid. Just a little short.
So all Nick has to do is put it in and he's tied. All David has to do is put it in and he's tied. And we have excitement on hole 13.
Wow. Can David get his share of the lead off the plate a little high? So this is a nose-up putt. That basket is... The hit zone's probably 6-7 feet up.
Yep, this is a tall one. It's very similar to hole 2. Liam makes his comeback. Man, Nick still hasn't had a putt. So so I thinking 2-stroke swing right here.
Here's Nick for his share of the lead.
So Nick tied for the lead with Liam. With David Stepp, 1 back, going in to very birdieable holes to finish the round.
Must birdie through guys.
Has to now.
Yep, must birdie.
Yeah, you cannot give up a stroke here.
And David with his par. Going to hole 14, this is one of the last ones you really get to crush on.
Yeah, we've got another. It's not going to be an easy 2 ever, if ever. But 595 feet, slight downhill. You have a par 4 hole here. You have danger on your right-hand side. The dry creek that's over there is going to play OB. We have everything tasseled and flagged on that side. Once you get up to the green, you don't have a level flat green. You got a little bit of hilly, and you can drop off on the backside, still be safe, and have an uphill putt coming at it. So it's a great hole. It's one of my favorite pin positions on the course. There's one tree in the center of the fairway that's a little bushy, and Nick has the box with a chance to make a statement here.
And he flipped it over a bit in round 1. It looks like he undercooked this one just a smidge to make sure he didn't overcook it like he did round 1.
I'm a little surprised. I would have just gunned it. Like, he's in a really safe area, though, to approach the pin.
His round 1 drive, though, almost went OB
Yeah.
right, so he took a little bit off.
That's
Because he's
fair.
now tied for the lead again.
And David hit the common mistake on this hole. I think he put a little too nose up. The wind looks so that green flag on top of the pole actually, believe it or not, waves a little with the wind. So they have a headwind coming right at him. And that makes this hole scary because you can flip over real easy into that other hole 10's fairway and be OB.
Good win for Micah, though.
Yeah, great win for him. And he took advantage of it. He's in the tall grass, though. So, yeah, not the best stance. I hate throwing in tall grass, but
good placement.
yeah, it'll be a good approach for his angle.
And Liam has that quasar again, that
Yep.
boss-like driver, throws a nice safe hyzer out there, gives himself a good chance to get up and in for bird.
Yep, all of them took the good miss on the hole. Nick with his tactic.
And a little bit of a grip lock, it looks like.
Yeah, he hung it. He hung it wide and then just went too deep. You can see the flags just behind the pin there. They're at the top of the creek.
So Nick finally reclaims his share of the lead from Liam and then throws his approach over.
Yep, and Liam seeing that, all he has to do is put it close. The sidearm approach is the way. He just has to stick it.
And he's been money with the Draco all day. Why should this be any different?
Yep.
Perfect little landings on that ditch right before.
Yep, 10 foot, 15 foot, give or take.
Micah with the hyzer zone play. Ooh!
So that's where the drop-off is behind that you can land safe on and be just fine. So Micah will have maybe a little weird footing, but
I wanted that eagle to cash, though.
right. Nick, though, looking at 45 feet from over here?
For his par.
40 feet for par.
Grizz was cheering you on, Nick, but just a little shy, and you know what just happened.
Yep, because Liam's looking at another 2-stroke swing. And,
You know the holes that are left. You know it's tough.
yep.
You don't know if you can make it up.
Stepp, though, looking to put himself up in that discussion.
Bangs
Ooh.
it home.
It was a little low,
Laser beam.
but it's in.
I like that putt. That kind of putt.
Yeah.
And look at the scores, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these scores.
Liam now
Woo.
reclaims his lead. So 1 up on Stepp. What looks to be 2 up on Nick. Getting exciting.
Micah almost with that eagle, but gets his tap in bird.
Yep. That was... And luckily there's that area back there. Any deeper, any moving.
And Nick with his
Ooh.
bow. Not feeling good about that putt.
Nope. He threw a little high. Not Mock's friend.
Time to get angry.
Time to get angry, and hole 15 is a great place to get angry. We have 265 feet. It's a par 3 hole, and looks like you're flying the preferred route, which is going to be a sidearm or lefty play. The basket is just before what I'll call a berm, but is a really just the edge of the canal there. The OB is a little over it into that dry creek, but you just want to crash this green and stick. And so a sidearm play that stays low with a little skip at the end is a good miss, or was the best way to throw the hole. And then going a little long is going to be your miss and your most common view if you don't throw an overstable enough disc.
And we saw round 1, Liam with the perfect drive but skipping OB, and Nick with a little bit short, giving him an obstructed putt, and David was short and across here.
He did not commit to the throw and threw it OB. And they're probably dealing with a similar wind to hole 14, so a headwind style. Micah got that zone out again, nice and soft.
Lefty hole.
Yep.
Oh, almost skips it
And
in.
if zones would skip,
Micah knows he's got some ground to cover if he wants to be in contention here at the end, so he's running these baskets.
Yep. And it's not unheard of to pick up 4 strokes on these holes. But Liam, hoping to hold on to the lead, takes that Draco. He's very skilled with it.
He picks a little bit off and doesn't skip OB this time.
Yep. That was a great play.
Yep. Perfect. 15-footer. Wow.
Yeah. Nick, it's time to make a comeback.
Looks like that's maybe a mutant.
Yeah, it's definitely a mutant. And
Big, beefy, overstable,
minimal skip. Perfect.
And this time he's out around that tree, so he has an easy birdie putt this time.
Yep, that should be a make from Nick. Come on, Stepp.
That's a tough putt from back there. That tree is definitely in his line of sight.
Yeah, that's just a hole that hurts to bogey. 265 feet. You don't want me doing that. Nick takes his birdie.
There's that bird.
Come on back.
Yep. Hey, Liam, make your putt. I'm coming back for you, you know. And Liam taking his time. Go through that whole routine.
Sends it home.
Yep, it's in.
Still a 2-stroke lead for Liam going into the final group of holes.
And Stepp's going to fall back outside the top 2 and provide at least a little comfort for Liam on him. But Nick is now still trying to fight for that lead and has Stepp right there on him. And here we are to hole 16. So we have a mandatory right here on the right-hand side. And we've got a tunnel to go up, but plenty of people take that outside left route, which I assume we'll see Micah do. But Nick, I expect to see going right up the gut. The trick is to beat that tree at the end and just slide right up to the basket.
Tree to basket, 35-ish?
35 feet. Yeah, you hit that tree and you got yourself an obstructed long putt. You just want to slide it right on up to hole 16 here.
You can see the normal wind from that disc flying at the top, but we're really calm during the tournament. I did those drones the day before.
Yeah, and it was super windy the day before. Micah taking that route, that looks a little high.
A little high, but Micah's got a lot of power. It bounces backwards.
Yeah.
What? I haven't seen a hyzer bounce backwards in a long time.
He had to have hit the tree. I'm guessing it just changed trajectory.
I think it was like 20 feet back after it hit the ground.
Liam, that looks a little low.
Right up the middle, good skip.
But he's at 45 feet. He's short of the tree even.
Yeah.
Nick knows this is a chance to do something. It looks like he has that tactic out again.
He's just going to pipe it up the middle, right?
Yep, pipe it up the middle with the late fade on that tree.
A little high.
Ooh.
Does it stall in time?
This is it. He got through the tree.
Through the tree.
And he's looking at a 35-foot putt. That's going to make this interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
Stepp, knowing that he can pick up a stroke here, if he just puts it close.
Putter, you thinking?
Based on what I've seen from him, yeah, I'm guessing putter. That looks like that green one he's been throwing.
Nice height.
Little hyzer. But he's at 25 feet from that other side, maybe closer to 30.
Nice clean putt.
Yeah. No low branches in his face, nothing.
All right, Liam with the 2-stroke lead, and he's first to putt. He's a little short.
Yep. This one's also lifted on a little bit of rock. So it's slightly different height than everything else, which I have no problems with different height on baskets, but it changes sometimes the flow.
All right, here's Micah from 40.
Oh!
So close.
Yeah.
Good bid, man.
That was a good one, Micah.
All right, and Nick got through the branches on this tree.
He needs to capitalize on that advantage he got.
This looks like a 30-footer.
Yep.
Maybe 35.
Got it.
Perfect putt.
All right, we're down to a 1-stroke.
It's getting hot in here.
Yep. David Stepp looking to take it to it, get himself within 2 of the lead.
And anything can happen because these holes, 17, 18, can be aced.
They can be. They sure can.
Whew, little high, but
Money.
it sticks. Let's go.
Oh, man.
All right, getting tight here.
2 birds, 2 pars. And it's still up for grabs. There is no distinct winner going into hole 17. And hole 17 can be a difference maker.
Lots of trenches, lots of OB.
Yep.
Tight around the basket. There's a drop zone if you go OB
Yep,
on
drop.
17.
Well, we're not playing the
We're not
drop
playing
zone for this event. Yeah,
Okay.
the drop zones can get a little tricky. So, hole 17, you're throwing from this side of the dry creek here. You've got that really bushy tree, basically preventing the straight at it play. We're flying over the creek right now, but there's tassels all along this left side, and they curve out to the right, creating a peninsula, and then come back in as you get closer to the basket. You can see those tassels again, and they curve back down and around. So this hole is all about landing it safe. I think we'll see a lot of hyzers from the righties on this hole because it's a safe play.
Or forehand with that mutant again.
I'm not surprised. You can take either route. I just think the safer play is the right side, and
you're not skipping towards the OB
exactly. I like to skip away. Grizz agrees.
Grizz disagrees. And Grizz says, "Nice shot, Nick Hanson."
That was a perfect throw right there. And Mr. Stepp, he's going the hyzer route, which is what I think is the play. At least that's what he looks like he's lining up. And
same putter from
yeah,
the previous hole?
It looks like I think it says PA2, but I'm not positive. Stepp, love to hear what your putter is because you're throwing it really well.
Tell us about that Prodigy plastic, bud.
Right.
Get in the comments.
Give us some more. And he's going to leak left. He's looking at a 20-footer straight at the OB.
Micah with the zone. Big lefty backhand.
He threw that a little soft.
Doesn't want to go OB.
I'm worried he's going to fade. Yep. He's OB.
What?
Yep.
I think that was a deja vu moment from the first round. I'll have
Yeah.
to go side by side, but I think that same exact throw happened first round.
Yep. I'm surprised to see the Draco from...
It's been money all day.
It is, but he's throwing it right at the OB. Oh. So he's... 25-footer putting right at the OB again.
Yeah.
And he only has a stroke on Nick, who is virtually parked. So he's going to have to go for it.
David off the top and the cage rejection.
He was a little further out than it looked, actually. That's about 35 feet from right over there. I'm very familiar with putting from that area.
Liam from 25. OB 10 feet behind it.
Give or take.
Off the high cage. You can see this one's a little bit higher than what he wanted that basket to be.
Well, and he was probably standing on some uneven footing. It kind of dips down there, so he's throwing up. He's got a little higher. Ooh, good par save, Micah.
Circle 3 from Micah. And Nick for the tap-in birdie to tie it up.
Yep. We have an exciting finish ahead of us. And those of you who watched last year's Mile High Classic know that we went into a playoff. Yep, with Joe Revere coming from chase card to tie Aaron Gossage. So now we've got an exciting hole 18. The Mile High Classic never lets us down.
Never. 386, Kyle. What are you doing here?
Well, we have 386, slightly downhill. I imagine, and the OB on this hole, not really in play. This dry creek over here becomes super undefinable. So these guys are most likely going to take fairway or distance driver. They're going to throw a hyzer on the right-hand side, try to stick this green and give themselves an easy putt.
And all these guys can reach this basket, so I'm thinking some ace runs
here. Easily reach this basket, and it's close. And Stepp's right there, too. Like, we cannot write him out. An ace and 2 pars, and all of a sudden we got more bonus golf.
Yep, and a three-way playoff then.
Yep. Nick looking to set the tone, though. He looks like he has a fairway in his hand. Can't quite tell what it is. I haven't seen that yet.
Super wide.
I like the play.
Super wide. Comes in, big skip.
And he is at, is it? 15 feet. It's a Discmania original. Maybe a PD from Nick? I don't know. Nick, you got to tell me what that disc is. Get very curious.
Wonderful drive.
Stepp, knowing he can make a difference here.
Wants the ace. Super smooth off the box. Does it have enough juice? Let's see that catch cam.
Come on. Oh, yeah.
Skip it in, just a little deep.
He's got a virtual tap in. Unfortunately, he knows that's most likely going to be second place at best, third most likely.
And Micah's hoping for an ace, and then everyone else to double, triple bogey here.
Micah needs a lot of magic to happen, but he's played an incredibly good round up until this point. A couple bad breaks, and whoa,
big
action. Ton of ground play. That's going to be a tough bird. Liam looking to keep this battle going.
He knows Nick just parked it.
Yep. Yeah, Nick's right there.
They've been neck and neck the entire day.
Yeah, he's 2 strokes is the most that has ever separated these two gentlemen.
This looks a little low. Can you get the skip?
He didn't get the same skip that Nick got.
Whew.
He's looking at a 30-footer from the looks of it. Maybe a little closer.
Speaking of looking, look at those sunglasses.
I dig them.
I'm jealous. Bang this. Oh, come on. We wanted that.
Yeah.
Mike wanted it too.
as you can see, people have started to notice what the scores are as they're coming in, and they are all watching, gathered up on the practice green up there.
This here is for a share of the win. So this is playoffs. He has to make this.
Bonus golf. Come on.
Off the cage.
2 holes in a row, and Liam knows what it cost on that one.
Liam parred the last 3 holes of this tournament, while Nick birdied 4 straight here.
Yep, and with the tap in, and a nervy tap in nonetheless.
It's nervy.
But Stepp, great finish right there. Lock up 3rd place for yourself. Well done. Nick Hanson, ladies and gentlemen.
For the win. Take that moment.
Yep, little breeze. He's got a 15-footer.
Knock that pressure off.
You know, you've seen him miss a couple low today. What can he do?
Full routine. Sends it home.
Delivered.
Big
$630 richer. This little old C tier in Colorado. Way to go, Nick Hanson. Congratulations, my man. You fought real hard for that one today.
Liam, man, what a round. What a tournament from Liam.
Yep.
He played so well to end up 1 stroke shy.
You know how hard it is to be birdie or die golf?
Mr. Nick Hanson, congratulations.
Thank
You are the champion of the 2021 Mile High Classic here at Fehringer Ranch Disc Golf Course. How you feel?
I feel great. It was quite the battle out there today with Liam. He pushed me all day long. He started, I think, 11-11 or 12 for 12 today on the round, and I think he had me by 2 or 3 going into the back 9 on the front round, or the first round today, and you know, I didn't think he was going to be stopped at all today. The way he was playing, he was making crazy putts. He was throwing drives. Our second par 4 of the day, he puts it inside the circle for an eagle look. So it was one of my best battles I've ever had to get to, I would say, 6 holes left and have the finish I did. I'm so proud of myself for finishing after, you know, getting 2 strokes back. And then on the very next hole, I gave those 2 very strokes right back to him. And with 4 to go, I knew I had to birdie out to even have a chance at the playoff. And with 1 hole to go, we were tied. And with the box, I threw the exact disc I wanted to, made the correction from the first round, and put it within about 15 feet for, you know, a good tap in range, and really put the pressure on Liam to make his 35-footer. And here we are. He missed, and I made it.
Yeah, man. That was a great, very impressive round from you. You were able to display a wide variety of skills that this course requires for you to actually shoot very well out here. You have great precision on your drives, good control on most of your upshots. That one couple holes back there was obviously not your greatest upshot I've ever seen, but you're able to just immediately flip that switch and go, all right, game time, let's boogie. And you were then able to just start parking some stuff, man. What was your go-to disc today?
My go-to disc today was definitely the Tactic. It's a great medium stability putter mid-range disc that really from like 180 to 250, I'm so comfortable with that disc in the hand, really at any elevation too. Down here, it's going to fly a little straighter for me, so I know I need to put more hyzer on it. But that disc has been a staple in my bag since they've came out recently.
Nice, man. And then what were you putting with today?
I putt with Glow D-Line P2s from Discmania. The less white stamps, I feel it's one of the best runs they've ever made. Just feels perfect in the hand to me.
Yeah, I mean, you were hitting some, just perfect 2% hyzer putts, you know?
The putt felt really good today. There was a lot that were right in my, like, what I call a perfect putt zone, where it's medium, height and right along your pole. And that's really where I try to hit it all the time. My putt kind of soft, so I really need to get a lot of chains for it to stay in the basket. If it's on the right or left side, it'll push out. Mm-hmm. So I'm really just trying to line up with that pole and my arm be a pendulum up, down, and in, hopefully.
And then your forehand today was also really strong between the Mutant and the Firebird. Were you throwing anything else forehand?
No, those two were my go-tos on the forehands today. The Mutant is a new disc from Discmania that recently made it in my bag, and it got windy on this back 9 today, and it really came in handy where I was able to just hammer on it with a little Annie, and it still just went straight to flat and then was going left for me, or going right for me.
I mean, really, dude, between that Mutant, the Tactic, and those P2s, like once you were within basket range, it was go time, you know? Like,
Yeah, I was hunting today, you could say. It was every time I was in a position to attack, there was no chance that I wasn't not going for it. I think maybe like one time I thought about laying up and I laid up, and then, we moved on from there. Like you said, I just really had one errant shot today. Other than that, I'm really very proud of how I played.
Yeah, it was a very nice card, man. Like, you had a pretty stellar round, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Two firsts for me today is my first Kyle Harrigan win, and the first time I've ever won back-to-back tournaments on a single weekend.
Oh.
So yesterday I won the 44 Grateful Disc Open, or Grateful Disc, and then today, your Mile High champion.
And then you were telling me earlier, now this off season is kicking in. Like, you are gonna start relaxing and prepping for next year.
Yeah, so we talked about it earlier, and I'm done. I'm ready to be done, and coming into this weekend, I was really worried I wasn't going to get a win this season. And, this weekend I came away with 2. And I feel like that's just a good place to call it quits for the week or for the season.
Totally.
And, rest and recover and start getting better for next year.
I think this is the highest note that you can end a season on, going back to back in your hometown here.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Nick, we are always cheering for you here. Is there any shout outs you want to?
I want to give a shout out to my sister who came and watched today. It was her first time watching. She was here in the Denver area, so her and her husband made it out. I want to give a shout out to Frisbee Funhouse, my only sponsor I have currently. Mike Stores is the man. He's always hooking me up with this. So if you guys know Mike, he's a great guy. If you don't know Mike, look him up. He's always doing good stuff for the community.
Doesn't he run the Peak One, which is that stamp on that tactic of yours?
Yep. So Mike Stores runs the Peak One Championship. It's in Frisco, Colorado in the July every year. It's one of my favorite events. Over the last couple of years, I've started helping him run the event. So it's a really special tournament to me, and that disc has become very special to me as well, as you can see.
Well, awesome, man. Thank you so much, Nick, for your time. We're always cheering for you, dude. Have a great offseason.
Thanks. We'll see you next time.
All right, everyone, and that was your 2021 Mile High Classic champion, Nick Hanson. We are cheering for him. He's currently out on tour in 2022. Check out Gatekeeper Media. Nick is helping with the production of that this year. He's also on tour this weekend. He is playing in
Jonesboro Open.
Let's go, Nick, man.
Yep.
Nick had 7 second-place finishes last year before this weekend in October, and he took back-to-back wins, one in Fort Collins and one out at Fehringer.
Yeah, so he won the previous day in dominant fashion by 12 strokes, right? And then he comes out to Fehringer and has a birdie battle, which is phenomenal, right? And then he's got $630 additional to take home because of it. Yeah, that's ain't bad for a one day 2-round C tier. The best part about this day, he was home before 3. I guarantee it. We finished the second round at 2:45.
When you play a Kyle Harrigan event, you're home to make dinner and do dishes and laundry before dinner time.
Or you can go grab a beer afterwards because the rounds went long, You just have yourself a good time. But, man, what a battle we watched unfold in front of us. And, as we saw on the scoreboard, we had a lot of other hot scores around the event. But what Liam and Nick did early was they set the tone in round 1, and they never let off the gas. And it's really hard to play a 2-round tournament like that where literally you can't make a mistake, right? We saw a bogey from each of them in this round, I believe. And luckily they had so much ground that they put themselves ahead in round 1 that it only mattered to each other. But either one of them could have run away from the other as soon as the bogey hit. Nick got on it after that bogey. He actually took 2 bogeys, right? He bogeyed 11 with the OB, and then he went and bogeyed the par 4, which is not something you want to do. You're writing that in as a birdie every time. 595 feet, that's a 3.
Yep.
An easy 3, especially on a non-tricky green, but he juiced the approach, went a little long, and here we are. But he won.
4 straight birdies to close it out, and Liam was unable to answer on 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah. And
after being hot all day long.
Man. You know what, though? Again, the pressure of birdie or die golf can get to you at the end of the round.
It does.
And Liam fought really early in that entire front side and was very competitive the entire round. It just came down to the last 3 holes, and Nick knew what he had to do.
Yeah. And I think the males here, you can hear the dogs.
It sounds like they're really here.
They get excited for the mailman.
But
Kyle, I love hanging out, talking disc golf with you, man.
Yeah.
What is next for you this year?
Next up, so right now we are 2 weeks away from the 303 Open. I'll be helping on the back ends of that one, but I will be competing in that. And we're going to see Nick Hanson coming back off the tour for a week break in Colorado to play a little old A-tier out here, and then he's back on the road. But once we get done with that, we've got Mile High Disc Golf Club presents the Spring Fling in late May. And then 3 weeks after that, we've got High Plains Challenge, another Mile High Disc Golf event, PDGA A-tier out in Fort Morgan, Colorado, where we have 305 people signed up for that one. So I've got a couple big events just on the horizon, and so does Mile High Disc Golf Club, and I'm pumped for that. I'll be playing in like 2 of those and running the High Plains Challenge A-tier. So it's going to be exciting.
Kyle, you always have a busy late spring, early summer, and playing disc golf on top of running everything is extremely difficult. It's hard to wear multiple hats at once, man. And we applaud you, we cheer for you always, and hope that you can crush it at 303.
Hey, I'm really excited for it. If you want to become part of the Storm Cell, as we mentioned in the first video, hit me up on Instagram, Hurricane Harrigan. I'm right there for you.
I'm thinking we need a logo like this, like a hand signal. Like
the Storm Cell? Yeah,
Storm
there we
Cell.
go. It works.
Hashtag
Yep.
Storm Cell.
Storm Cell. Get it on.
And hopefully I can see you up at 303. Maybe we can get around in together.
Maybe, man. Let's do it.
Thank you, everyone, for watching Mile High Classic from 2021. Dan and I apologize for the 6-month delay on this, and we're going to try moving forward to provide content at a much, much faster pace.
I was excited to relive the round still.
It was fun.
It was a great
fun.
day.
A little time capsule.
Yeah.
So here we are, telling you to go out there and have some fun playing disc golf.
Take it easy, everyone.
Adios.